Welcome to Learning Yoga with Aviana. Today I have a practice for you that is geared towards your hamstrings. If you have tight hamstrings, if you have trouble getting into inversions like forward fold or downward dog, this is a great practice. I've been on quite a journey with my hamstrings. At first I overstretched them thinking that would solve my woes, but through a lot of study and practice I have learned that it's a combination of strengthening, stretching, and proper alignment. So we're going to go over that today, and I hope this helps. Let's get started. Let's begin by finding our range of motion with your fingers in the hip creases in the front and your thumbs on the top of your hips in the back. Tighten up your abdomen, straighten your back, make it long. Bring your shoulder blades tight together and your elbows back behind your body. This will help keep your back straight. Bend into your knees and slowly begin to bend forward. Listen to your hamstrings as you go, and go slower the lower you get. Keep your abdomen tight and continue to breathe here. Once your hamstrings say that that's enough, just simply bend further into your knees and tuck your tailbone and roll all the way up. For our first warm-up, roll onto your back, making sure that your back is flush with the ground. Grab your right thigh with both hands and bring your leg up to the sky, your toes pointing towards your head with each repetition. We'll do this 10 times. And that's 3. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed downwards, that you're breathing, and that your face is very relaxed. This flosses the nerve that runs down the back of your leg, which can cause tightness in your hamstrings. And we'll do 2 more. That's 9 and 10. Good work. You can release that leg down to the mat and lift your left leg and hold it behind your thigh. We'll do 10 on this side. Breathe here and relax everything that's not being used. Relax your face, relax your back. Keep those ab muscles pulled into your back body. Keep that bottom foot planted firmly into the mat for support. And 10. Good job. For our next warm-up, sit with your legs bent, feet as wide as the mat, and your hands behind your body. Your chest is up and bright. And then we'll windshield wiper our legs, first to the right and then to the left. Breathe here. It's not important how bent your elbows are. What's important is that you keep your chest up and bright. This protects your back in this position. Keep your hips as level as possible, but they will come up off the mat as you lower down, and that's okay. If you find that one knee can lower further down to the mat than the other, that's completely normal. Continue to breathe. And once more on each side. Very good. For our first strengthening exercise, legs are straight out in front, hands are once again behind you, and your chest is bright. Tighten your abdomen and just tap your heels outside the mat. And breathe here. If you can't move your heels that far, don't worry about it. Just as far as feels well. If you'd like more challenge and this feels too easy for you, you can lift your legs even higher than I'm demonstrating here. Remember to smile and keep your face soft. It can be easy to crunch up through the face as you're exerting yourself or concentrating. And once more on each side. Very good. And once again, we'll roll on to our backs. Our next strengthening exercise is a bridge. So bring your feet in close to your glutes and scoot your torso down to your feet. Your arms are long at your side, palms facing up. With your abdomen tight, begin to tip up through your pelvis, pushing into all four corners of your feet. Lower down very slowly, starting at the upper back, with the last thing touching being your tailbone. And then tuck and lift again, pushing into your feet. Be sure you breathe steady and evenly, and that your thighs are parallel as you push firmly and evenly into both feet. Keep your face relaxed, maybe even smiling. And that's 3. Our next strengthening exercise is a split bridge. Put your right foot a little further in front and do the same motion, pushing into both feet evenly as you rise up. We'll do this 2 more times. Keep your hips parallel to the ground even though your feet are split. This one's really effective at strengthening the front of your thighs. And 3. Now bring your right foot back and put your left foot out in front. Tip up to the pelvis and lift again. Make sure you're grounding evenly through both feet. That keeps the lower back protected, as well as keeping your hips parallel to the ground. 1 more here. And lower down with control. Excellent. Excellent work. Now that we've warmed up and strengthened, we'll stretch. From your knees, bring your right foot out in front, planting firmly down into that front foot and into all 5 toes of the back foot. Pull that right hip crease back slightly, and we'll lean into that front knee, looking up to the sky, arching the back slightly. And then leaning down, bring the tailbone back to the foot and curl over that front leg. Bring your toes up each time you curl over that front leg, and be sure to breathe as you move. To help with stability, keep your thighs pulling towards the center line of your body, and keep that back foot firmly planted on the mat. Breathe and see if you can bend into this movement just a little deeper with each repetition. Make it smooth and even and slow. This makes sure that you don't injure yourself and that it continues to feel really good. We've got 2 more here. This is 9. And 10. And return to the starting position. With your right hand on your right knee, lift your left arm up to the sky, open up that shoulder slightly, and bend up and over your body. Breathe here. This really feels good into the hip flexor of that left side. Come out of it very slowly. Lower that arm down, and we'll switch sides. Bring the left foot forward, planting it firmly into the mat. Make sure all 5 toes of the back foot are firmly planted, and your thighs are strong and pulling in towards the center line. Breathe as you go through this steady, flowing movement. Bend into it as deeply as feels well for your hamstrings, thighs. Pushing into it just a little bit more, but not ever going beyond what feels good. Listen to your body here and ask it to gently, gently loosen. Not making any demands, listening to the body and letting it tell us what feels well. Breathe. Keep your face light and loose. Keep your abdomen tight to create stability through this flow. Curl your back over that front knee and then lean back and arch slightly. As you arch, make sure that your neck is long and not crunching at all. Now with your left hand on your left knee, bring your right hand up and over your body. Breathing gently here. If you feel a little wobbly, that's okay. Just tighten up through the thighs, ground down through the feet. Come up out of this slowly. Well done. Our next stretch is on our feet and is much like the movement we did to find our beginning range. Fingers in the hip creases and thumbs on the back of the hips. This time we'll have straight legs and straight back. So shoulder blades are together, elbows are back behind the body, and hinge forward at the hips slowly. Go down only until your hamstrings say to stop. Tighten the abs even more as you raise back straight up. We'll do this 10 times. Tight abdomen, hinging at the hips with your back straight, shoulder blades together, and be sure to breathe. Again, you may find that as you lower down, at the bottom you have a little bit more give each time, but go very slowly and only do what feels well in your body. It's very easy to overstretch your hamstrings, and that is no fun. It can lead to a lot of injuries. Breathe as you lower down. And slow and steady is the trick for this one. Keep your feet firmly planted, all 4 corners of each foot, to help keep a stable foundation here. Be sure to keep your shoulder blades tight together. That helps keep the back straight. It's really easy to release through the back without noticing it. So keeping those elbows back can really help with that. And one more time, breathing here. Good work. For our next stretch, balance into your left foot and raise your right leg, hugging your knee into your chest. We'll roll out our ankle here, one way and the other. Breathing here and release that leg. Bring your left leg up, hug that into your body and roll out your ankle one way and then the other. Release that leg and once again, bring your right leg up, grabbing your ankle and placing your foot on your hip crease for half lotus. If that doesn't feel well, it's totally okay to have your foot lower down closer to your knee in figure 4. Either way, you'll get the great benefits of this pose. Bend into that standing knee quite a bit. Lean back with your sits bones and forward with your upper body. Hands at the heart and breathe here. Find a gazing point and keep your eyes soft over your nose. This helps you keep your balance in this pose. If you're wobbly or you fall out of it, no worries. Just come back to the pose. Release that leg down. Shake it out. And bring the other knee up. grasping the ankle and placing that foot up into your hip crease. Lean your hips back and your upper body forward. Bend into that standing leg as you breathe here. Keep your gaze steady and your breath steady. Both play a big part in balancing, especially when the wind's trying to blow you over. Good work. And release that leg to your back, grabbing the ankle. Push your knee down and your hip forward. Stretch out the top of the thigh. Breathe here. Release that leg and bring your other ankle up to your hand. Knee down, hip pushed forward. Well done, and now we'll find our ending range. See if we've gained any movement here. Bending into those knees, hinging at the hips with the abdomen drawn in. Slowly lower down. Going slowly, slowly as you go. Keep your back straight with your shoulder blades together. As you get down to the bottom range, if you find you can, straighten your legs a little bit and release your hands down to the mat. You can also release your head. Good work. Bend into your knees even more and roll all the way up. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Do this practice once, twice a week, even more if it feels well, to keep your hamstrings feeling wonderful. Thank you for sharing this practice with me. If you'd like more material like this, feel free to subscribe, like, and I always love comments. If this helped you, leave me a comment below and I will respond. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again.